My God, I hate drugs.
Of news, of course, for all of you. More food businesses rebuked because of the Manila Bay rehabilitation. So different government agencies have really called them out on their failure to properly treat their waste before dumping it into Manila Bay, essentially. And it's amazing, you know, because it's not just small companies that are being called out. Even big name franchises are not exempt. So I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Okay. And we have later on the Department of Health to talk about the latest news that we have with regards to the measles outbreaks. I think it's still going up on the rise. We're going to hear from them when I hear some news that it's going to be tapering off, but we'll be hearing from them when more or less their expected dates.
I'm sure with all the campaign that's been happening that we should hopefully see some results and we can actually contain you know, this
and this was 2 weeks after the first measles outbreak was actually declared, right?
Right.
And it's still high. Okay.
Well, did you guys check out the supermoon yesterday?
No, I wasn't able to.
You weren't? It was the most romantic thing ever. I mean, it's so huge, and of course, it was closest. I mean, that's the time it's actually closest to the Earth in terms of distance. So it's just amazing. So that happened last night. We'll tell you more about that.
And in the world of sports, 30 Ravenna becomes the first collegiate player to be actually named as part of the national men's basketball team.
Awesome.
He will play in Qatar. He's part of the lineup. And Coach Yang Yao revealed that lineup later on. We will also get to tell you more about the lineup that we will actually use for the Qatar game for the FIBA World Cup qualifier. So again, stick around until 7:30 for those stories and more. Meantime, here are the morning's headlines.
Authorities set up patrols along the country's seaboards as billions worth of blocks of cocaine wash ashore. Cocaine smuggling through our shorelines, they say, can also be a diversionary tactic. The health department says the number of measles cases recorded daily is still high 2 weeks after the first outbreak was declared.
Number of cocaine blocks found floating on local shores these past few weeks, prompting authorities to step up patrols on the country's eastern seaboard. Police are still determining where these drugs came from. Our George Cahiles tells us authorities are also looking at the possibility that this could be a diversionary tactic.
Almost $500 million worth of cocaine blocks washed ashore, prompting the Philippine Coast Guard to quickly boost patrols on the country's eastern seaboard.
May isang barko na nandoon and baka may yung pang ipadala and then from Manila and then possible from Visayas to augment yung Eastern Seaboard Patrol, and plus naka-alert din yung aeroplano ng Coast Guard para tumulong kung kailangan pa na i-monitor pa.
In an interview with CNN Philippines The Source, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Director General Aaron Aquino floats two theories in the discovery of cocaine blocks. One, the Philippines is a transshipment point for cocaine-consuming countries, and drug smugglers are diverting attention to bring in major shabu shipments as authorities investigate cocaine blocks found on the shores of Caraga, Bicol, and southern Luzon.
Tumiting kami sa dalawang anggulo, Pinky. Yung unang anggulo na Philippines is being used as a transshipment country. Dadalhin sa mga cocaine consuming countries, just like mainland China, Australia, Hong Kong. Napakamahal ng cocaine dyan. Ano ba yung 215 million sa 15 billion na pumapasok? So they can sacrifice this thing. So intention nila talagang nilalaglag yan. There is also one angle na tinitignan natin, baka na-involve din yung Golden Triangle region kasi nga they are also notorious in producing cocaine.
What is the Golden Triangle region?
Yan yung borders ng Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. Kasi yung proximity din nila sa Pilipinas ay malapit. Compare mo sa Colombia, it's very
It's too far.
Yes, too far. So, baka ini-imitate na ng Golden Triangle Syndicate yung signature ng Colombia para ma-mislead nila yung investigation.
PIDEA has recorded at least 15 cases of cocaine smuggling through shorelines since 2001, the biggest in eastern Samar in December 2019, with a total of 600 kilograms. The Coast Guard says the 2009 case was a burnt-out smuggling operation. At the time, the U.S. Coast Guard learned about the illegal shipment from South America bound for Hong Kong. That's why the cocaine were disposed at sea.
The U.S. Coast Guard has posted already people na mag-i-intercept ng cocaine. So palagay ko, nung nalaman nila yon, tinapon nila sa Eastern Seaboard. Kaya pagdating sa Hong Kong, yata wala nang dalang cocaine yung barko. Now, we are also trying to get information from our counterparts from the U.S. Coast Guard kung halimbawa meron silang information and sa mga ibang sources pa.
The Philippine National Police meanwhile says with the distance of areas where the blocks of cocaine were recovered, it's almost impossible that the illegal drugs were dropped in just one area.
Kung mapapansin natin, ay sobrang magkalayo na. Sobrang magkalayo na yung dalawang lugar na yan. At kung sila man, kung ito man ay mga ibinagsak sa iisang lugar, medyo malayo yung mangyari na bababa pa sa parte ng Caraga yung malaking bahagi.
The police did not see any GPS tracker with the cocaine blocks, but before their disposal and destruction, authorities will check if tracking devices were placed within those blocks. The Coast Guard calls on fishermen to immediately report to authorities suspicious floating items. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
The House Dangerous Drugs Committee will launch an investigation into the cocaine packages found in different parts of the country. Committee Chairperson Robert Ace Barber tells CNN Philippines some lawmakers are pushing for a bill reinstating the death penalty for drug offenses.
We're pushing for a much stiffer penalty for all drug-related crimes, especially the importation, the smuggling, and the manufacturing of these illegal drugs in the country. We wanted really a stiffer penalty, such as the death penalty, for all these drug criminals, in order for them to think twice before coming in and using our country as their haven.
All right.
So,
yes, go ahead, sir.
We're still in the period of waiting, because we have just passed last year the death penalty law, and it's still pending in the Senate.
A check on our global headlines. Search operations are underway in Australia for a pair of missing backpackers, one from the UK and the other from France. The men's clothing, keys and wallets were found on Shelley Beach near Port Macquarie in New South Wales on Monday morning. That's according to local news reports. Authorities are now conducting a water and ground search. Police named the two men as Hugo Palmer from the UK and his French companion Erwan Ferrieux. Both men are 20 years old. The fashion world is mourning the loss of one of its legendary visionaries. Chanel announced Tuesday that Karl Lagerfeld, the longtime creative director of the French luxury fashion house, has died. The cause of death was not released, but he missed a Chanel fashion show last month due to what the company called tiredness. The German-born designer took the reins at Chanel in 1983, helping to revive the brand. Lagerfeld was also a top designer and consultant director for Fendi, working with them for more than 50 years. He also helmed his own namesake fashion line as well, and he was also well regarded. Photographer and director Karl Lagerfeld was 85.
And on a lighter note, China's Palace Museum, commonly known as the Forbidden City, has a rare treat for its visitors. For 2 nights, only until tonight, the public is allowed to see parts of the iconic Beijing site at night. It's the first time in 94 years that this is happening. The special event is part of the Lantern Festival, which marks the end of the Chinese New Year holiday.
More stories from around the world. A New York Times report says the Vatican maintains secret guidelines for priests who father children despite their vows of celibacy. Vincent Doyle, a man whose father was a Catholic priest, told the Times he was shown a document containing the guidelines when he traveled to Rome. The Vatican confirms the document exists, but says it is, quote, internal. A Vatican spokesman said the secret rules ask priests who father children to leave the priesthood and take care of their children. Officially, Catholic priests are required to refrain from any form of sexual activity and live a life of celibacy. Nevertheless, a growing tide of sexual abuse scandals involving priests around the world has shown these vows are often broken. There are, of course, many examples of consensual sex by ministers. Doyle says he founded the organization Coping International to bring together the children of priests. He told the New York Times his website already had 50,000 users in 175 countries, including the Philippines. Meantime, another round of trade talks between the two top economies in the world is set to get underway. The White House welcomes an official Chinese delegate Tuesday, this as the deadline for a major tariff boost sits in the not-too-distant future. CNN's John Lawrence reports.
President Trump is optimistic the U.S. and China will work out their financial differences.
We're a lot closer than we ever were in this country with having a real trade deal.
Talks between the two superpowers restart Tuesday. Market access and protection of intellectual property are among the topics on the table, along with a Chinese pledge to purchase a set amount of U.S. goods and services.
We need more opportunities to export vehicles from the United States all around the world, so our focus should be on reducing tariffs all across the board, not increasing them.
This comes at a time when China's auto market is slumping, and it's had a ripple effect.
We usually settle payments with our clients before the Chinese New Year, but this year is particularly difficult to get our payments on time.
The hope is to seal a trade deal before March 1st. That's the deadline for the United States to more than double tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese products.
Tariffs are hurting China very badly. They don't want them, and frankly, if we could make the deal, it'd be my honor to remove them.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
You may soon be able to keep your mobile number regardless of your service provider. President Duterte has signed into law the Mobile Number Portability Act.
Now, the law requires the telecommunication companies to allow qualified subscribers to keep their mobile numbers when they move to another service provider.
And companies may also give customers the option to change their subscription plan from postpaid to prepaid or vice versa.
The law says keeping one's old mobile number should be free of charge.
All right. So what do you guys think of this?
Well, it helps. It helps because I know even from the prepaid to the postpaid, they're two different numbers because that's how you identify if it's pre or post.
Yeah.
But then with this one, you know, you'll be able to find me for life.
Regardless if you're using prepaid or postpaid.
Or any
network.
Yeah.
Before, because there are like certain digits, about like 4 digits before. If you know the 4 digits, a certain
service provider, yeah.
But now, lahat na yun, you could keep it. What are your thoughts on this, Freddie?
Well, yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think one of the main reasons for this is to curtail the unscrupulous actions of some. But they take advantage of probably the anonymity of having a prepaid number or using it for things that we don't.
But those things will still be available. I mean, you can still have several numbers under your name or.
Yeah, but I think all in all, you know, if you're a business person, you're a doctor, or you know, even us in our line of work, you want to have the same number. Otherwise, it becomes hard for people to track you down over the years.
But it would be interesting to see now how the network providers will try to lure in, because that's how they lure in people in terms of saying, okay, if you switch to us, it's 2 years free, or you have a special promo that actually happens, right?
Right.
And you can also chime in on our Facebook page. Just go to CNN Philippines. Meanwhile, we bring you more news. Here's the Business Report.
What should you never do with your money? Well, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reminds Filipinos that improper handling of a bill is punishable by law. In a statement yesterday, the BSP says that under Presidential Decree number 247 issued by then President Ferdinand Marcos, the willful defacement, mutilation, tearing, burning, or destruction of Philippine banknotes and coins are punishable by a fine of not more than 20,000 pesos. You may also be jailed for not more than 5 years. The central bank also warns against stapling or taping banknotes or coins together. While this is not illegal, the BSP says it may weaken the structural integrity of the currency. The Banco Central encourages the public to report any information on such acts to the nearest police station or law enforcement agency or contact the currency management sector for assistance.
Establishments were called out for dumping wastewater in Manila Bay, including some food businesses like Jollibee and Max's. Our Caroline Bonkin gives us the latest on the Manila Bay rehabilitation.
Staff of this kitchen restaurant in the city of Manila were caught by surprise when a team from the Laguna Lake Development Authority served the restaurant a cease and desist order on Tuesday. LLDA tests showed the restaurant's wastewater disposed to Manila Bay is not suitable for fish and other aquatic life's habitat, nor for swimming. The LLDA sealed the faucets and all other sources of water to prevent more wastewater from flowing to Manila Bay. The management explained,
sa water line namin, yun ang alam ko, maayos naman yun. Kaya lang, nung nagkaroon dyan ng pagbubungkal, nadali yata siya ni Manila, I think. So, ang alam ko, ma'am, yung nakuha nilang sample is hindi naman talaga sa amin.
Although the LLDA has no power over the establishment's business operations, the restaurant's management decided to temporarily close the restaurant for the rest of the day.
Paano naman sa service yun yung aming mga customers? For now po, gagawa namin yun ng paraan.
A branch of another fast food chain was also set to receive a cease and desist order, but the officers found it closed when they arrived. LLDA said the management voluntarily suspended the restaurant's operations as soon as they were notified of the violation to give them time to fix the wastewater treatment facility.
Sira daw yung blower ng kanilang treatment facility. Kahit na may sira ang kanilang facility, yung kanilang wastewater treatment facility, dapat ay hindi pa rin nila itinatapon directly sa drainage system nang hindi treated.
Aside from the two, LLDA also served cease and desist orders to 3 other restaurants and food delivery services. In total, 63 commercial establishments in Manila and Pasay were found in violation of the Clean Water Act since January. LLDA says those in the quick food service industry have asked the ENR to adjust the standards for wastewater.
Quick service restaurant rather ay nahihirapang mag-comply. Yun ang kiniklaim nila na walang technology na kayang mag-treat na limited lang yung space.
But LLDA is adamant they will keep on issuing violation notices to non-compliant establishments based on the existing guidelines. Violators' faucets, drainages, and water sources may only be unsealed once they comply with required pollution control program and after paying a penalty of 10,000 to 200,000 pesos a day. Caroline Bonkin, CNN Philippines.
In a statement, Jollibee says it regrets the issuance of a cease and desist order on its Macapagal, Biopolis branch. The company explains it notified LLDA about the temporary closure of its branch Sunday evening to give way to the repair of the store's water treatment facility and to prevent any wastewater discharge in the process. It says it will inform authorities as soon as repairs are done. Jollibee also reiterates its support for the Environment Department in rehabilitating Manila Bay. Health Secretary Francisco Duque admits the number of measles cases recorded daily remains high. That's 2 weeks after the Health Department declared a measles outbreak in several regions. Our Rex Remicho has the latest.
62-year-old Perla Fabriag is taking care of her family's sari-sari store in Makati City. She also has to play with her 1-year and 4-month-old granddaughter, Aren Isabel. Fabriag says she'd rather keep her granddaughter indoors. Her reason, the measles outbreak. So far, Aren Isabel only has had 2 of the required 3 measles vaccine shots.
Takot nga po kasi nakikita namin sa TV na, di ba, masyadong tapos na maraming namamatay, kaya kami natatakot. Kaya hindi ko siya inalabas.
Just like Fabriag, 61-year-old Eduardo Tapat is only taking out his granddaughter every afternoon. This even if 1-year and 2-month-old Maria Atina has completed her 3 vaccine shots. He is also keeping his grandchild's play at home.
Lagi siyang naliligo ba? 3 beses ang araw maligo. Umaga, pag yung mga alas 3 bago matulog, naliligo rin. Yung baby lotion, yun ang pinapahay sa kanya.
Too much protection? Perhaps, but for good reason. Health Secretary Francisco Duque says the measles outbreak is not yet over. 2 weeks after an outbreak was declared in parts of the country, there have been more than 8,000 cases listed. Of these, 135 or 1 in every 50 patients have died.
For example, San Lazaro, for a while 350, tapos naging 220, now it's up to 295, so hindi pa bago-bago pa rin eh. Hindi pa definitive yung trend of reversal.
The health department is also looking at declaring an outbreak in the Cagayan Valley region, as the number of measles cases there has multiplied 7 times. Duque, however, believes the number of cases will dwindle beginning April. He adds they're continuously vaccinating children, especially in critical regions. Over 133,000 children aged 5 and below were vaccinated within 2 weeks.
This is a good reflection of a recovering vaccine confidence on the part of the parents, and which is very good because this is what we've been struggling with for the longest time.
He also believes there's no need to declare a state of national emergency over the outbreak. But for Fabriag and Tapat, they're on their guard and keeping safe until the government says there's no longer an outbreak. Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.
And to give us an update on the measles and dengue cases, we're joined this morning by DOH Director for Disease Prevention and Control Bureau, Dr. Napoleon Arevalo. Good morning and welcome to New Day, Doctor.
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, the Secretary Francisco Duque III himself said that the measles outbreak is not yet over. Can you give us an update on the latest areas still experiencing this outbreak?
Yeah, the past weeks, the Department of Health, through our Secretary, Dr. Francisco Duque, already has declared an outbreak in 5 regions, that of the National Capital Region, Calabarzon, Region 3, 6, and 7. And to date, we already have 8,400 plus cases, as compared to that in 2018, the same period of time, about 2,300 cases.
Okay, now this 8,400 cases, Doctor, this is nationwide, no?
Yeah,
not just those regions that you mentioned. Now, among those regions, which region has the highest number of cases?
Well, as I've said, this 5 regions identified, which were declared to be having outbreaks, are the ones with very high number of cases. And we are taking a look at not only the regions with high cases, but also the whole of the nation, because there are several regions we are closely watching likewise, so that we prevent outbreak, because there are regions with multiple provinces having cases, but there are regions probably 1 or 2 provinces having a number of cases, but the rest are down.
Okay, now among these cases, most of them are children, ano? What are the fatality figures, naman, Doctor?
The most affected are the under 5 years old children, and that we already have, out of 8,400 cases, we already have 136 deaths. And out of the 8,400 cases, most of them are unvaccinated children. And the ones who died, 95 or more than 95% of them were unvaccinated. And a chunk would also say that there's no clear record whether these children had received immunization, measles immunization.
Now, Doctor, the last time Secretary Duque was here, he mentioned how more and more parents are having their children vaccinated dahil sa takot, because of the fear of getting measles. What are some of the efforts that the Department of Health is doing in order to bring this number of cases down?
Well, as early as of last year, in 2018, towards the end of the year, we already have seen that there are cases of measles, and regions were alerted, and that immunization, or the supplemental immunization, has been started late of last year, as well as in those areas having outbreak, areas having, or communities having outbreaks, outbreak response immunizations has been conducted. So we have started the nationwide measles campaign, immunization campaign, and we are targeting the 6 to 59 months old. Actually, the the target for the routine immunization for measles is 9 months old to 59 months, but we have reduced it to 6 months because we saw that we're having cases below 9 months old. And we are also targeting the school children, that of grades 1 to 6, because we are seeing cases among this age group likewise. And the Department of Education and other partners are very supportive in helping us out in conducting the mass immunization, and of course our leg workers, the local government unit health workers.
Now, does the DOH see an end to this outbreak or this measles epidemic anytime soon?
When we started our mass immunization or our supplemental immunization late last year and then January, and now we are having the nationwide mass measles immunization, we hope to curb the outbreak in areas, and probably we expect a plateau or a decrease in the number of cases by May and June, hopefully, as we massively immunize children who are our priorities. In particular, those who have been missed in their routine immunization, as well as those defaulters who have received only 1 dose of measles because they should have received 2 doses of measles.
Now, the department has also tapped in the help of Senator Manny Pacquiao into helping encourage parents to have their kids vaccinated. How big of a help has this been?
Well, we are so grateful that the President himself, President Duterte, appealed to the parents, to the caregivers, to the mothers to have their children vaccinated of measles. And lately, you can see in our health promo and advocacy, the Secretary of Health, Secretary Duque, as well as Senator Pacquiao, are already on board in campaigning for or appealing for the mothers and caregivers to have their children immunized. So we are hopeful that this strategy in health promo would help us out, encourage families to bring their children to immunization. And we are having a big turnout in our mass immunization campaign. In fact, at NCR, we already have a 33% coverage of those targeted children.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear, Doctor. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. From measles onto dengue naman, Doctor. Now, there's an update on a rise on some areas of dengue cases. Should we be concerned of a looming epidemic or another outbreak of dengue?
Well, as of now, from the same period of time in 2018 and January to February 2019, we have 17,800 cases compared to that of 2018, the same period of time, 14,000. So there's an up a little bit, but we have alerted the regions who are having cases, and in fact, we are reactivating the dengue task force at the central level, and that together with the measles, we would not like to overlook dengue because it's endemic in the country, and that we wouldn't want to have a repeat of measles in dengue. That is why we are looking at strengthening or heightening our surveillance at the regional level down to the municipal level on dengue.
Right. Now, can you give us an update naman, Doctor, on the dengue vaccine? So we're all aware of the issue that has been going on, and even lately that the FDA has pretty much revoked any certificate, has revoked the license of dengue vaccine certificate of product registration after it failed to give some qualifications in order to move forward for this. In terms of this dengue vaccine, how important is this, or is it okay for the Filipino people to pretty much forget about it?
Where at this point in time is on inquiry, and that we are awaiting results of whatever the recommendations are. And if FDA has issues on the CPR, then as a matter of policy, we cannot procure anything, any commodity for that matter, if there's no certificate of product registration coming from the Food and Drug Administration.
Okay. Well, that was it. Thank you very much, Dr. Napoleon Arevalo from the Department of Health, Disease Prevention and Control Bureau.
A number of cocaine blocks found floating on local shores these past few weeks, prompting authorities to step up patrols along the country's eastern seaboard. Police are still determining where these drugs came from. They say that with the distance of areas where the blocks of cocaine were recovered, it's almost impossible that the illegal drugs were dropped in just one area. In an interview with CNN Philippines, The Source, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Director General Aaron Aquino shares two theories in the discovery of the cocaine blocks. One, the Philippines is a transshipment point for cocaine-consuming countries, and drug smugglers are diverting attention to bring in major shabu shipments as authorities investigate cocaine blocks found on the shores of Caraga, Bicol, and Southern Luzon.
Tumiting kami sa dalawang anggulo, Pinky. Yung unang anggulo na Philippines is being used as a transshipment country. Dadalhin sa mga cocaine consuming countries, just like mainland China, Australia, Hong Kong. Napakamahal ng cocaine dyan. Ano ba yung 215 million sa 15 billion na pumapasok? So they can sacrifice this thing. So intention nila talagang nilalaglag yan. There is also one angle na tinitingnan natin, baka na-involve din yung Golden Triangle region. Kasi nga, they are also notorious in producing cocaine.
What is the Golden Triangle region, sir?
Yan yung borders ng Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. Kasi yung proximity din nila sa Pilipinas ay malapit. Compare mo sa Colombia, it's very
too far.
Yes, too far. So, baka ini-imitate na ng Golden Triangle Syndicate yung signature ng Colombia para ma-mislead nila yung investigation.
PDEA has recorded at least 15 cases of cocaine smuggling through shoreline since 2001. The Coast Guard calls on fishermen to immediately report any blocks. A CNN Philippines exclusive, U.S. Defense Assistant Secretary Joseph Felter will visit the country this month to discuss possible changes in the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty with Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana. In a chance interview with CNN Philippines, the Philippine ambassador to the U.S., Babe Romualdez, said this will be initial talks that could lead to a formal discussion before April.
Well, actually, we just communicated it to the people in the Pentagon, and there will be a visit here, I think, towards the end of this month. It'll just be a preliminary discussion with Secretary Lorenzana by Dr. Joseph Felter, who's the Assistant Secretary of Defense. We are hoping that this preliminary discussion will kind of clarify all the issues that we are looking at, and then before a formal panel from both sides will start. Perhaps earlier than
The 68-year-old agreement states that the Philippines and the U.S. would assist each other when either of them is attacked by a foreign force. Lorenzana earlier said he wants the U.S. to clarify in the treaty if it will come to the aid of the Philippines if the country is attacked in the South China Sea. Officials of the new Bangsamoro region's transition government will take their oath before President Rodrigo Duterte Friday. 3 nights before the ceremony, government officials hosted a historic welcome dinner for the 80 members of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. Here's another exclusive from Makoy Popioko.
It's a historic fellowship dinner between the government and its former enemies. Some of the fiercest Moro Front commanders, a first of its kind, held in Manila Monday night. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana and Presidential Advisor to the peace process Carlito Galvez welcomed them ahead of their oath-taking with President Duterte Friday.
Lahat niyan galing sa ibang lugar. May galing sa Lanao del Norte, Lanao Sur, Maguindanao, Basilan, Sulu, at Tawi-Tawi. We're very relieved and happy that finally there's a solution to the problem there. And I believe the leaders, I know them personally from way back, na sila ay maganda naman ang layunin nila.
We are so thankful that they are here celebrating with us to a historic event.
The event marks the start of the formal transition process to the new Bangsamoro region. The 80-member Bangsamoro Transition Authority, composed of 41 members from the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and another 39 from the government, will govern the region for the 3-year transition period until 2022. However, the government has yet to announce the complete list of the transition body's members. The fellowship dinner lasted for about 3 hours. At least 300 people attended, primarily composed of the MILF delegation. The night was filled with conversations and cultural performances by the MILF and one of the Armed Forces Band.
I cannot find a fitting word to explain my feelings, simply because this is unprecedented event. That is the first time that really the honorable feast will be ran in our homeland. And this long time before. And now we are very happy.
Most of them were flown to Manila using military aircrafts. Galvez says, while his office does not have the exact date yet, the symbolic turnover ceremony into the new Bangsamoro region will happen days after the oath-taking.
More or less next week or next month, we will know kung sino po yung i-elect nila na chief minister. At the same time, yung mga ministers na 15 ministers na mga departments.
Bangsamoro Islamic Armed Forces spokesperson Von Al-Haq says the upcoming Moro officials are more than excited to finally start their work and fulfill the promise of better governance in Muslim Mindanao.
We'll have a very strong government. Kailangan natin a strong government, and a government that will respond to the need of our people.
Makoy Pupioko, CNN Philippines.
From the top stories here in the country to headlines across the globe, 16 states in the U.S. have filed a lawsuit challenging President Donald Trump's declaration of a national emergency. They filed it Monday evening in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. Leading the effort is the Attorney General of the state of California and his counterparts from several other Democrat-leaning states. The Trump administration already faces a host of lawsuits over the national emergency declaration. At the core of each lawsuit is the argument that Mr. Trump is using the emergency declaration to circumvent Congress and fund his controversial border wall. Aside from the ongoing lawsuits, U.S. House Democrats may also move to terminate the national emergency declaration to be voted on by the House and then the Senate before heading to the U.S. President's desk. President Trump is expected to veto such a resolution. Meantime, Taiwan's president tells CNN in an exclusive interview that she will run for re-election. Tsai Ing-wen was the first woman to become the Democratic Island's leader, sweeping to power in 2016. But now she faces calls from members of her own party not to seek re-election.
Well, it's natural that any sitting president wants to do more for the country and want to finish things on his or her agenda, and it's quite natural for a president seeking another 4 years to complete his agenda or her agenda.
So you do plan to seek re-election in 2020?
Yes.
Papalakas pa at pagpapalawak sa mga health promotion, intervention at wellness preservation. Anya'y kabilang ho sa mga tututukan ng Department of Health ang material health care at immunization program ng pamahalaan.
Ang DOH at ang mga pamahalaan lokal na talagang palakasin yung mga downstream o lower level facilities na sila ang magbibigay ng mga primary care benefit or primary care services katulad ng maternal care, maternal child, newborn and nutrition care. Alam mo, marami rin namamatay dahil sa komplikasyon ng pagbubuntis. At of course, yung mga immunization program, ito napakamahalaga niyan sa kasalukuyang measles outbreaks natin, ay dapat ito palakasin natin sa mga kanayunan.
Ang tinig po ni Health Secretary Francisco Duque III.
Balita naman, sa tigdas outbreak, umabot na sa 146 ang namatay sa tigdas o measles. Batay sa datos ng Department of Health, lumobo na sa 9,200 ang mga kaso ng tigdas sa buong bansa simula noong Enero. Apektado na rin ng measles outbreak ang ilang nakatatandang pasyente. Sa San Lazaro Hospital sa Santa Cruz, Maynila, sumampa na sa 38 ang adult patients na tinamaan ng tigdas kumpara sa 4 nitong February 5. Paliwanag ni San Lazaro spokesperson Dr. Ferdinand de Guzman, hindi nagpabakuna noong kanilang kabataan ang mga matatandang nagkasakit at ngayon lamang sila tinamaan ng tigdas. Dagdag ni De Guzman, ang ilan sa adult patients sa San Lazaro Hospital ay nahawa sa kanilang mga anak, kaya muling pinayuhan nito ang publiko na mag-ingat lalo't walaan niyang pinipiling edad ang measles.
Meron hong panibagong pag-asa ang mga cancer patients naman kasunod ng pagsasabataso ng National Integrated Cancer Act. Ayon yan sa isang kongresista, si Renete Chanco sa ulat.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Magkakaroon na ng pag-asa mga cancer patients kasunod ng pag-asabatas ng National Integrated Cancer Act o Republic Act 11215. Ayon kay Antipolo City Congresswoman Cristina Roa Puno, isa sa miagda ng panukalang batas na ito ay tamang hakbangin sa pagtugon sa kakulangan ng pangangalaga sa mga cancer patients sa bansa. Sila ay panipuno na makakaasa na ang mamaya na kaisa na nila ang pamanan sa kanilang laban para mabuhay pa. Naniniwala ang Antipolo na panahon na para umaksyon ang pamanan at tulungan ang mga cancer patients. Mula sa Kamara, Rene Tichaco, Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Pilipinas, News Nationwide.
Sa kalusugan pa rin, 300 milyong piso inilaan ng pamahalaan para sa Heart Center sa Bicol. Mula Radyo Pilipinas Albay, may ulat si Nancy Mediavillo.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
North Cagayan Albay, 2nd District Congressman Joey Sartes salsada na maitayo ang Heart Center sa Bicol Regional Training and Teaching Hospital para magsilbi hindi lamang sa mga Albayano kundi Bicolano sa kabuuan. Gayun din karatig dalawigan sa labas ng reyon gaya ng Eastern Visayas areas. Ayon sa ekonomistang mababatas, ito ay sa pakikipagtulungan ng Bicol Regional Training and Teaching Hospital na pinamumunuan ni Dr. Butch Rivera at Philippine Heart Center. Sinabi ni Salceda 300 milyong piso ang kanyang nahanap na pundo para sa state-of-the-art facilities sa Heart Center ng Bicol. Sabi niya ito ay may 15 private and 20 semi-private wards, 5 executive suite, 9 na coronary care units, 3 operating rooms at 6 na emergency room. 3 dito sa matanda at 4 sa mga bata. Mayroon din itong 7 recovery room at katabi ang kidney center. Nakahain na rin sa Kongreso ang House Bill 8856 para sa expansion ng bed capacity sa pagamutan. Mula sa 250, ito ay gagawing 800 bed capacity. Kasama dito ang upgrading ng mga facilities ng pagamutan. Dagdag na tao para matugunan ang pagdami ng bilang ng mga pasyente sa Bicol Regional Training Teaching Hospital Heart Center. Hali Albay, Nancy Mediavillo, Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Pilipinas, News Nationwide.
Sa ibang balita naman ho tayo bayan, tiniyak na Department of Finance na kukunin na pamalaan ang panig ho ng mga magsasaka sa pagbuo naman ho nito ng Implementing Rules and Regulations ng Rice Tarification Act. Yan ay upang pawiin pa rin o na rin ang pangabaho ng mga magsasaka na posibleng epekto ng bagong batas sa kanila hong kita. Paraan rin ang konsultasyon upang tsakin sa mga ito na magagamit ho ng tama ang 10 bilyong piso na Rice Fund. Ito po'y na inilaan ng pamalaan para ho sa kanila.
For sure, there will be consultation, there will be dialogue. And in some cases, baka compromise arrangements ang mangyayari, pero kailangan ho bukas ang ating usapan. Kasama po talaga sa implementation plan, no? Pagdating po sa pag-finalize ng IRR, ang consultations. At iikot po sa buong Pilipinas ang magko-consult para po makuha po ang lahat ng pananaw.
Ang tinig po ni Department of Finance Assistant Secretary Tony Lambido.
Samantala, nakatakdang bumuo ang Kamara ng Oversight Committee para masuri ang mga reklamo kaugnay ng Rice Tarification Law. Ito ang inihayag ni House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo kasunod ng pagsasabata sa Rice Tarification kung saan tatanggalin ang limitasyon sa pag-aangkat ng bigas. Ayon kay Arroyo, kakausapin niya sa susunod na linggo si House Committee on Agriculture and Food Chairman Jose Panganiban na siya ring chairman ng Oversight Committee. Anya aatasan niya si Panganiban na magsagawa ng oversight hearing para silipin ang mga reklamo sa batas bago ang ganap na implementasyon.
Radyo Pilipinas, News Nationwide.
Sinabi rin ni Finance Assistant Secretary Tony Lambino Bayan na mananatili ang mandato ng National Food Authority o ang NFA na tiyakin ang buffer stock ng bigas ng pamalaan sa ilalim ng Rice Tarification Law. Ginawa ng opisyal ang pahayag kasunod ng pangamba ng ilan sa mga nakawani ng NFA na sila'y mawawalan ng trabaho.
There are two considerations. First is the Rice Tarification Law emphasizes the vital role of NFA in emergency buffer stocking. Dahil po napakahalaga na yung mga lugar na nasasalanta ay magkaroon ng access sa bigas. It is the country's staple. And second, yung NFA po ay binigyan ng 30 days para mag-submit sa GCG ng kanilang restructuring plan. So we will know when they submit their restructuring plan to the GCG kung ano po yung impact.
Nilinaw rin ni Lambino na tanging ang regulatory function lamang ng NFA ang aalisin.
Tarification will not work if the regulatory aspect is not addressed. Kasi po ang sinasabi ng iba, tarify but keep the regulatory function. Hindi po magwo-work dahil taliwas po sa tarification yung import licensing function ng NFA.
Inig pa rin ni Finance Assistant Secretary Tony Lambino.
Sa kaugnay pa ring balita, naniniwala ang Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura o SINAG na makatutulong sa mga magsaka ang Rice Tarification Law. Sa panayam ng Ronda Pilipinas kay SINAG Chairman Rosendo So, sinabi nito na hindi dapat ikabahala ng mga magsaka ang pagdami o pagpasok ng imported na bigas sa merkado dahil sa bagong batas.
Kung walang tariff yun is 1,100 kilo is 22 pesos lang yun, no? Walang tarifa. Kung may tarifa, 30 pesos. So yung protection ng farmers per kilo na bigas, almost 8 pesos. Yun ang protection sa mga magsasaka.
Umaasa rin ang SINAG na sa pamamagitan ng bagong batas ay makukuha na talaga ng mga magsaka ang benepisyo ng ipinataw na taripa sa bigas.
Kolekta natin sa tariff, hindi po punta sa rice sector. Sa batas neto, pwede yung filmet, yung mga machineries, and pwede rin sa mga insurance dun sa mga magsasaka. So, ito, makakatulong talaga.
Si SINAG Chairman Rosendo So.
Radyo Pilipinas News Nationwide.
Samantala, sa ibang balita, droga naman ho ito yung mga miyembro ng Chinese Triangle or Chinese Triad at saka yung Mexican Sinaloa Drug Syndicate. Binantaan ng Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Mula Malacanang, narito ang ulat ni Raquel Bayan.
Radyo Pilipinas Report.
Hindi lamang ang mga Filipino drug addict ang binantaan ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, kundi maging ang mga miyembro ng Mexican drug cartel na Sinaloa at Chinese na konektado sa Triangle Triad. Ayon sa Pangulo, sa oras na makahanap siya ng bakanting oras, pupugutan niya ang mga miyembro ng dalawang international drug syndicate. Pakiusap ng Pangulo sa mga ito, itigil na ang kanilang pagninegosyo ng iligal na droga sa bansa kung ayaw nilang masuong sa kamatayan. Hindi niya hahayaan na maging talamak ang iligal na droga sa Pilipinas. Wala rin pakialam ang Pangulo kung malalabag man ang kanilang mga karapatang pantao. Matatandaan na noong nakaraang linggo lamang hinatulan ng Makati Court ng habang buhay na pagkabilanggo ang miyembro ng Sinaloa Drug Syndicate na si Horacio Hernandez Herrera dahil sa kasong drug trafficking. Mula sa Malacanang, Raquel Bayan, Radyo Pilipinas.
News Nationwide.
Balita pa rin sa iligal na droga, isa na namang bloke ng cocaine ang narecover sa dalampasigan ng Quezon Province. Ayon sa mga otoridad, isang estudyante sa bayan ng Perez ang nakadiskubre sa cocaine block kagabi. Nangongolekta ang estudyante ng Kabibe nang makita nito ang package na naglalaman ng iligal na droga sa sitio Banlag, Barangay Villa Manzano Norte. Mula noong nakaraang taon na ilang beses nang nakarecover ng bloke-blokeng cocaine mula sa karagatan ng Quezon at Camarines Provinces.
Ang PNP Calabarzon nagaloko ng pabuya naman ng isang sakong bigas. Yan ho'y sa bawat matatagpuang bloke ng cocaine. Sa baybayin ng naturang reyon. Mula ho sa Campo Grame, may ulat dyan si Leo San.
Radyo Pilipinas Report.
Nag-alok ng isang sako ng bigas ang PNP Calabarzon para sa bawat bloke ng cocaine na matatagpuan sa baybayin ng reyon. Ayon kay PNP Calabarzon Director Edward Carranza, ang pabuya ay para maengganyo ang mga mamayan na makipagtulungan sa PNP sa paghanap ng mga posibleng inanod pang cocaine sa reyon. Ito ay matapos ang magkasunod na pagka-recover noong Lunes at kahapon ng 2 bloke ng cocaine sa bayan ng Mauban at Perez sa lalawigan ng Quezon. Una nang ipinagutos ni Carranza sa lahat ng mga chiefs of police sa mga coastal areas sa reyon na suyurin ang mga baybayin para sa mga bloke ng cocaine na pinaghihinalaang nanggaling sa ibahing dagat. Nagbabala naman si Carranza na arestuhin ang sinumang magtatago at magbebenta ng mga bloke ng cocaine na matagpuan. Kasalukuyan nag-iikot ang mga pulis sa coastal areas ng Quezon para makipag-usap sa mga residente at mangingisda. Mula sa PNP, ito si Leo Sarne para sa Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa kaugnay pa ring balita, aminado ang PNP Maritime Group na hamon sa kanila ang pagbabantay sa baybayin ng bansa. Ito ang inyag ni PNP Maritime Group Director Rodel Hoxon sa panayam ng programang Agenda ng Bayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ayon kay Hoxon, ang Pilipinas kasi ang may pinakamahabang baybayin sa buong mundo. Magkagayunpaman, malaking tulong pa rin anya ang modernisasyon ng kanilang kagamitan para sa isinasagawa nilang operasyon kasunod ng pagkakasabat sa bloke-bloke ng cocaine sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa.
Nagagampanan, Tunayan, ang ating pong accomplishment dito ay napakaraming po. Libo po ang ating accomplishment dito. Sa bagong administrasyon kay Presidente Duterte, nagdagdagan tayo ng maraming water assets. Sapat sa ngayon sa mga major areas.
Si PNP Maritime Group Director Rodel Hoxon.
Bayan, tiniyak naman ho ng Armed Forces of the Philippines na nakipagtulungan din sila sa PNP Maritime Group at sa Philippine Coast Guard sa pagbabantay sa pagpasok ng iligal na droga sa mga karagatan ng ating bansa. Ayon kay AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Noel De Toyato, tumutulong din sa pagbabantay sa baybayin ng mga kalapit bansa ng Pilipinas.
Constant po yan ang kanilang pag-ikot. Kuminsan po ay may joint patrols pa nga with the Malaysian Authority, Navy at Danao area. With the Y7 at any one time, meron po tayong mga Navy ship na nag-iikot sa territorial waters ng ating Pilipinas. And it's just a matter of coordination po, kaya nangangailangan sila ng malakihan na tulong para po mai-focus din natin ang effort natin sa pagtulong sa kanila sa pagsugpo ng droga.
AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Noel De Toyato.
Sa iligal na droga pa rin nakumpiska ang tinatayang 2.5 million pesos na halaga ng hininalang shabu sa malawakang operasyon ng pulisya sa Danau City, Cebu. Ayon kay Danau City PNP Chief Police Superintendent Maribel Getigan, sa kanilang magkakasunod na operasyon na aresto nila ang suspect na si Ricky Escudero na siyang nagsiwalat ng impormasyon sa mga koneksyon na may kinalaman sa iligal na droga. Ani Getigan, hindi lamang sa Danau galing ang mga nakumpiskang iligal na droga kundi pati na rin sa ibang lugar sa Cebu.
Pilipinas, ito ang ating Radyo Pilipinas. News nationwide, live sa mga himpilan ng Radyo Pilipinas sa Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. Live rin tayo yan sa Facebook, sa Radyo Pilipinas, sa PCOO, Radio TV, Malacanang at sa Philippine News Agency. Magpapatuloy po ang ating Radyo Pilipinas News Nationwide. Ang binuong Interagency Task Force maglalabas ng memo kaugnay ng mas mabilisyon na proseso ng land conversion ayon yan kay Grand Reform Secretary John Casristiones. Si Ray Ferrer sa kanyang live report.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas. Report.
Lalabas lamang memorandum circular ang binuong Interagency Task Force ng Department of Agrarian Reform para sa mas mabilis na proseso sa aplikasyon ng land conversion. Ayon kay Agrarian Reform Secretary John Casristiones, punteriya nila na makabuo ng initial submission sa gabinete sa Marso 4 bago tuluyang maisumite kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Narito kinasliko ni Pangulong Duterte ang DAR dahil sa patong-patong na hinihinging certifications na nagpapabagal sa proseso ng land use conversion, agricultural, patungong residential, commercial at industrial. Nais ng Pangulo na paikliin na lamang sa 30 araw mula sa dating 24 na buwan ang proseso ng aplikasyon. Kasabay ito pinagsusumite ni Dr. Secretary Luis Menardo Pangulayan, ang chairman ng Interagency Task Force, ang bawat ahensya na tukuyin ang mga posibleng bottlenecks sa mga gagawing proseso. Kabilang sa mga ahensyang ito ay ang Department of Agrarian Reform, Department of the Interior and Local Government, Department of Agriculture, Housing and Land Use Regulatory Board, ang National Housing Authority at Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council. Ito si Ray Ferrer, Radyo Pilipinas.
Maraming salamat Ray Ferrer. Balita naman sa Manila Bay Rehabilitation, isa sa dalawang ipinasarang establishmento sa Maynila na nanatiling bukas. May ulat ukol dyan si Lawrence Tanhoco.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas. Report.
Yes, kasama Raisa, hindi alintana ng isang hotel sa Maynila ang closure order ng pamahalang lungsod hinggil sa paglabag nito sa mga city ordinances. Nanatili pa rin kasing bukas at tumatanggap ng mga guests ang D-Circle Hotel sa may MH Del Pilar, lungsod ng Maynila, kahit pa kabilang ito sa dalawang establishmentong ipinasara ng Manila LGU kung saan kabilang ang Makchang Korean Barbecue Restaurant.
Ayon kay Manila City Administrator Jojo Altovendras, ang dalawang establishmento ay rekomendadong ipasara ng Manila Sanitary Department dahil sa patong-patong na paglabag sa ordinansa ng lungsod gaya na lamang ng health permits at iba pa. Maliban sa mga ito ay may tatlo hanggang 5 pang establishmento ang ipapasara ng Manila LGU. Paglinaw ni Altovendras, binibigyan nila ng 7 araw ang isang establishmento para sumunod sa mga alintuntunin ng Manila City Hall. Sa oras na may makitang work in progress ang Manila City Hall, ay hindi nito ipapasara ang naturang establishmento at sa halip ay hintaying matapos ang kanilang compliance para naman masunod ang mga alintuntunin ng pamahalang lungsod ng Manila. Wala pa rin dito sa lungsod ng Manila, Lawrence Sanjoco, Radyo Pilipinas.
Pansamantalahong isinara ng Laguna Lake Development Authority o LLDA ang 5 pang establishmento dahil nga sa pagtatapon ng dumi o wastewater na nakatagdag sa polusyon sa Manila Bay. Kabilang ho sa iniisyunahan ng LLDA ng cease and desist order ang Max's Restaurant sa UN Avenue sa Orosa Branch, Heng Feng Kitchenette, Jollibee Macapagal Biopolis, La Mer Catering at ang Nihon Bashitai Japanese Food. Ayon kay LLDA Environmental Regulation Department Manager Engineer Emiterio Hernandez, nakita na mataas na fecal coliform level ang wastewater na itinatapon ng mga nasabing establishmento sa Manila Bay. Maaari namang umapela mga ipinasarang establishmento sa LLDA at mabawi ang cease and desist order kapag tumalima na ho sa kautusan ng gobyerno na maglagay ng sariling water treatment facility.
Sa iba pang balita, National Youth Commission Chair dapat patalsikin sa pwesto dahil sa kanyang aroganteng panawagan kay Pangulong Duterte na tanggalan ng scholarship ang mga anti-government na estudyante ayon kay Senador Chis Escudero. Mula Senado may ulat si Melanie Valdoz Reyes.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Nainis si Senator Chis Escudero sa panawagan ni National Youth Commission Chair Ronald Calderama kay Pangulong Duterte na bawiin ang scholarship ng mga estudyante na sasali sa mga anti-government rallies at protest action. Ayon kay Escudero, ignorante sa konstitusyon si Calderama at ang kanyang aksyon ay may tuturing na disservice kay Pangulong Duterte at sa sambayanan. Itong reaksyon ni Escudero sa kagustuhan ni NYC Head na lahat ng mga anti-government scholars ay dapat alisin sa listahan ng government scholarship. Gate ni Escudero, dapat siyang sipain sa pwesto. Bigyan din ng mabatas na hindi ito bahagi ng kanyang mandato at paglabag ito sa konstitusyon at Bill of Rights. Anya, trabaho ng Pangulo at ng gobyerno na pagsilbihan ng lahat ng mamamayan kahit na magkakaiba ang kanilang political belief. Mula Senado, Melanie Valdoz Reyes, Radyo Pilipinas.
10 bayan ho sa Region 2 nasa ilalim ng Category Red sa election hotspots ngayong 2019 midterm elections. Mula Radyo Pilipinas sa Tuguegarao, may ulat si Teresa Campos.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
10 bayan at syudad dito sa Lambak, Cagayan na ikinokonsidera ngayon ng pulisya na nasa red category o may pinakamataas na level ng banta para sa May 13, 2019 midterm election. Para sa lalawigan ng Cagayan, 3 ang nakapasok bilang election hotspot na nasa ilalim ng Category Red at ito ay kinabibilangan ng Alcala, Solana at Tuguegarao City. Pinakamarami naman ang mula sa probinsya ng Isabela sa bilang na 7, nakipapalooban ng Benito Soliven, Etchague, Jones, Mandig, San Pablo, San Manuel at Santo Tomas. Pinakamarami pa rin ang pasok naman sa green category kung saan may tuturing na tahimik at walang isyong panseguridad ngayong darating na halalan dahil 35 LGUs sa buong Rehiyon 2 ang nakahanay rito. 10 syudad naman ang nailang category yellow na ibig sabihin ay mayroong matinding bangayan sa politika, may posibleng gamit ng armadong mga grupo at minsan na rin naideklarang nasa ilalim ng Comelec control. Umabot naman ng 34 na bayan at syudad ang nakapaloob sa category orange na ibig sabihin ay ito malura ng may seryosong banta ng armadong grupo tulad ng NBI o NPA at iba pang violent grupo. Ang nasabing mga kategorya ay magiging basihan ng PNP at ng AFP sa pagde-deploy ng kanilang mga pwersa ngayong darating na halalan. Manipo dito ito Tuguegarao City, Teresa Campos, Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa ibang tampok na balita, PNP Counterintelligence Task Force muling nagbabala na sisibakin sa serbisyo ang mga pulis na mahuhuling umiinom sa pampublikong lugar. Si Leo Sarne sa ulat.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Nagbabala ang pamunuan ng PNP Counterintelligence Task Force o CITF na sisibakin sa serbisyo ang mga pulis na mahuhuling nakikipag-inuman sa mga bar, restaurant, club at mga pampublikong lugar. Ayon kay Police Superintendent Renante Lamboho, CIO ng PNP CITF, Mahigpit nilang ipatutupad ang direktiba ng Pangulong Duterte na nagbabawal sa mga pulis na uminom sa mga pampublikong lugar kahit pa off-duty na ang mga ito. Sinabi ni Lamboho na January 9, 2019 naglabas ng direktiba si Police Director General Oscar Albayalde kasunod ng kautusan ng Pangulo. Kamakalawa ng gabi lang, 2 pulis na assigned sa Campo Crame ang inaresto ng CIDF dahil nag-iinuman sa labas lang ng kampo. Sina SPO1 Franklin Francisco Nariz ng Maritime Group at PO3 Tristan Bardon Calyao ng Headquarters Support Service ay naaktohang nagiinuman sa Corab's Canteen sa 3rd Avenue, Socorro, Quezon City. Ang dalawa ay sasampahan ng kasong administratibo sa PNP Internal Affairs Service na hahantong sa kanilang pagkasibak sa serbisyo kung mapatunayang may sala. Gagamiting ebidensya ang nakuhang video ng dalawa habang nagiinuman. Mula sa PNP, ito si Leo Sarne para sa Radyo Pilipinas.
Diyan lang ko kayo, babalik po ang ating Radyo Pilipinas News Nationwide. Oras natin, alas 12:44 na ng tanghali.
Radyo Pilipinas News.
Sa boxing, sagot ko kayo. Pero sa laban ko ng tigdas, dapat magkasama tayo.
Pabakunahan ang inyong mga anak. Abangan ang mga bakunador o pumunta sa pinakamalapit na health center. Ito ang pinakamabisang paraan kontra sa tigdas.
Para sa inyo ang laban na to.
Knockout Tigdas, para lahat tayo ay ligtas.
Ang Iranian na ito ho yung namasot na nadyak pa ho ng pulis. Ito'y sa Mindoro ha. Inabsuelto ng biktima dahil sa humanitarian considerations. Narito ang ulat ni Leo Sarne.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas. Report.
Pinasuelto na ng kanyang biktima ang babaeng Iranian na namaso ng sigarilyo at nanadyak sa isang pulis Mindoro dahil sa humanitarian considerations. Ito'y matapos na matuklasan ng pulis ng Puerto Galera Municipal Police Station na si PO2 Per Henrik Mangarin na may sakit na bipolar disorder ang suspect na si Pereste Najafi Marbuye. Ang pagkakaroon ng bipolar 1 disorder ng suspect ay kinumpirma ni Dr. Rodel B. Gabayan Jr. ng Puerto Galera Municipal Health Office na inexamine ng suspect kahapon sa loob ng pihitan. Kasunod nito ay nag-execute na ng affidavit of disinterest to file a case si PO2 Mangarin sa kasong assault to person in authority na kinakaharap ng suspect. Pagamat makakalaya ng dayuhan, ipinakiusap ng pamilya na pansamantalang panatilihin si Marbuye sa istasyon hanggang sa makarating ang tulong mula sa Iranian Embassy at ang gamot na kanilang ipinadala sa pamamagitan ng package. Magugunitang si Marbuye ay dinala sa Puerto Galera Municipal Police Station, Kamakalawa dahil sa pag-ieskandalo nito habang lasing at tuluyang inaresto matapos pasuin ng sigarilyo at pagtatadyakan si PO2 Mangarin nang tinangka nitong pakalmahin ang nagwawalang dayuhan. Mula sa PNP, ito si Leo Sarne para sa Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa ibang kaganapan, patay ang isang negosyante matapos mabaril habang nasa compound ng Redemptorist Church sa Bacolod City. Ang biktimang si Alex Yao, 57 anyos, ay nagtamo ng 3 tama ng baril sa katawan. Sugatan naman ang kanyang asawa na si Maria Teresa, 56 anyos, matapos matamaan ng bala sa kaliwang kamay. Ayon kay Station 2 Deputy Chief Inspector Florentino Abalayan, naganap ang pananambang sa BS Aquino Drive sa Barangay 5. Katatapos lamang magsimba ng mag-asawa at palabas sa compound ng simbahan nang dumating ang gunman sakay ng motorsiklo. Naisugod pa si Yao sa Dr. Pablo O. Torre Memorial Hospital, ngunit deklara itong dead on arrival.
Ang pagpapatayo naman ng 911 Command Center ng Philippine National Police nakapaloob dyan ho sa 2019 national budget ayon kay Senadora Loren Legarda. Mula ho sa Senado may ulat si Melanie Baldoz Reyes.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Inihayag ngayon ni Senadora Loren Legarda na nakapaloob sa 2019 budget ang pondo para sa Emergency 911 Command Center ng Philippine National Police. Ayon kay Legarda, ang karagdagang budget na inilaan sa PNP sa ilalim ng Department of Interior and Local Government ay para sa pagpapatayo ng Emergency 911 Command Center. Ang Command Center ay magsisilbing Coordinating Center for Emergency Response and Operation. Magsisilbi rin itong centralized hub tuwing humaharap ang bansa sa kalamidad. Ayon sa pambabata, suportado ng Senado ang pangangailangan ng mga pulis para mapababa nila ang crime rate at mapanatili ang ligtas na komunidad. Mula Senado, Melanie Baldoz Reyes, Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa ibang balita, pinabulaanan ng Department of Budget and Management o DBM ang alegasyon ni House Appropriations Committee Chairman Rolando Andaya Jr. hinggil sa hindi nababayarang infrastructure projects ng gobyerno sa mga pribadong kumpanya. Ayon sa DBM, pinalaki lamang ang alegasyon ni Andaya para siraan ang magagandang nagagawa ng kagawaran at ng Duterte administration. Una nang inakusahan ni Andaya ng korupsyon ng DBM dahil sa lumulobong utang ng gobyerno bunsod ng hindi nababayarang infra projects, kaya kumukuha ng kickbacks ang contractors ng Department of Public Works and Highways o DPWH. Tugon dito ng DBM, imposible itong mangyari dahil sa paunang cash requirement ng DPWH kung saan naglalabas agad ng pondo ang DBM para mapunan ang kinakailangan at bayarin para sa mga proyekto. Pagdiin pa ng Budget Department, ang pondo para sa naturang mga proyekto ay inilahad sa gabinete at inaprobahan mismo ni Pangulong Duterte.
Ito, bayan, ang Department of Foreign Affairs na punuan ang passport demands sa Mindanao. Pagbubukas naman ng consular offices, sinimulan na sa Misamis Occidental. Si Ariel Fernandez sa live report.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Binuksan na ng Department of Foreign Affairs ang bagong consular office sa bahagi ng Clarin, Misamis Occidental. Layunin ito upang matugunan ang lumalaking demand para sa mga passport at iba pang consular services, partikular na sa mga lugar ng Zamboanga at Northern Mindanao Region. Ayon kay Foreign Affairs Assistant Secretary for Consular Affairs Neil Frank Ferrer, ang pagbubukas ng consular office sa Clarin ay makakatulong sa kagawaran na tuparin ang pangako na may hatid ang mga serbisyo nito sa publiko. Ang consular office sa Clarin ay bukas mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes alas 9 ng umaga at hanggang alas 6 naman ng gabi. Ang appointment para sa mga passport services ay available na ngayon via passport.gov.ph/appointment.com. At ito ay pagbubukas ng bagong consular office ay hindi kailangan ang paglakbay ng mga kababayan natin sa Cagayan patungo ng Manila at makakapag-apply na sila ng kanilang pasaporte doon. Ito ang ika-35 consular office ng Department of Foreign Affairs sa bansa at ika-8 na consular office naman sa Mindanao. Mula sa bahagi ng Southern Part of Metro Manila, Ariel Fernandez para sa Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Pilipinas, News Nationwide.
Maraming salamat Ariel Fernandez. Sa ibang tampok na balita, paglagda ni Pangulong Duterte sa panukalang batas na lumikha ng Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, pinuri ng mga mambabatas. Mula Kamara, may ulat si Renete Chanco.
Radyo Pilipinas, report.
Inasya ang pasalamatan ng dalawang kongresista si Pangulong Duterte sa paglagda bilang batas ng Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development Act. Ayon kay Kabayan Party List Congressman Ron Salo, may agdan hagbangin matutupad na ang panaginip sa pabahay ng mamamayan. Sinabi ni Salo na ang kagawaran ay hindi lamang may mandatory na i-regulate at nitagang housing standards, ngayon din ang pagatayo ng mga bahay. Ayon naman kay One Pacman Party List Congressman Michael Romero, itinatag ng bagong batas ang Housing One-Stop Shop Processing Center. Dagdag pa ni Romero na binuwag sa batas ang HUDCC at HULRB. Mula sa Kamara, Rene Tiangco, Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa ngayon po, ang Malacanang sa desisyon ng Presidential Communications Operations Office na magpadala ng mga opisyal sa Europa, ito ay para ho sa isang Press Freedom Caravan. Ayon kay Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo, suportado niya ang pahayag ni PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar na naging makabuluhan at matagumpay ang naturang caravan. Paliwanag ni Panelo, layo ng caravan na maghatid ng mga mahalagang impormasyon at kampanya ng gobyerno sa mga Pilipino na nasa abroad at mga miyembro ng international community. Anya, wala rin itong kinalaman sa pag-aresto kay Rappler Chief Executive Officer Maria Ressa dahil nagtungo sa Europa ang mga opisyal 2 araw bago naganap ang pag-aresto kay Ressa. Gayunman, inatasan din na Malacanang ang mga opisyal na sagutin kung meron mang mga katanungan na may kaugnayan kay Ressa.
Samantala, Philippine ID system hindi pa nasimulan habang fake news ang kumalat sa social media ayon sa Philippine Statistics Office Region 10. Mula Radyo Pilipinas Hingoog, may ulat si Merly Ledesma.
Radyo Pilipinas Report.
Ayon kay Ginoong Jose Tuason Jr. ng Philippine Statistics Authority Region 10 na hindi totoo ang kumalat sa social media na nagsimula na ang Philippine Statistics Authority sa Philippine ID system dahil nasa procurement stage pa ito na ibig sabihin bibili pa ng mga equipments na gagamitin at mag-hire pa ng mga kawaning mamamahala dito. Anya, inaasahan sa taong ito may gagawing pilot group gaya ng person with disability, senior citizens at 4Ps na baka masimulan sa Luzon area sa 4th quarter ngayong taon. Ngunit hindi pa matukoy kung anong rehiyon ang pilot area. Anya, ang Philippine ID system ay libre at kung hihingi ng pangalawang kopya dahil nawala ay may bayad na. Huwag sanang maniniwala sa social media na nagsimula na itong Philippine ID system. Ikan sa Hingoog City, Merlilia Cunaladesma, Radyo Pilipinas.
Sa business news, mga produktong Pilipino kabilang na ang halal certified lumalakas sa gitnang silangan. Ito ang nihayag ni Trade Undersecretary Abdul Gani Makatoman. Si Josette Olivera sa buong ulat.
Radyo Pilipinas Report.
Pag-ibigay ni BDI Undersecretary Abdul Gani Makatoman sa mga government authorities sa gitnang silangan, kabilang ang mga opisyal ng malalaking supermarkets doon na batid na bukod sa mga Pilipino ay tinatangkilik din ng mga Indians, Pakistani at iba pang national sa mga produktong pagkain at agro-based merchandise mula sa Pilipinas. Sinabi ng Makatoman na ang coconut juice o buko ang isang produktong dagdag na export na resulta ng kanilang matagumpay na business-to-business mission sa Saudi Arabia at Kuwait. Tanggap na rin anya doon ang virgin coconut oil at pidi nuts. Ayon pa kay Makatoman, kahit sa maliliit na grocery store at supermarket ay may matatagpo ang Philippine food, cosmetics at pharmaceutical products. Mula Department of Trade and Industry, Josette Olivera, Radyo Pilipinas.
Balitay sa mga lalawigan 10 Sustainable Livelihood Program ho and associations ng Borongan Eastern Samar na biyayaan ng 3 milyong pisong tulong pinansyal ng DSWD. Mula Radyo Pilipinas Borongan, may ulat si Socaberia.
Radyo Pilipinas Report.
Patuloy isinasagawang mahigpit na pagmumonitor ng DSWD Regional Office 8 sa 10 Sustainable Livelihood Program o SLP Association sa lungsod ng Borongan na nabiyayaan ng 30 milyong pisong financial assistance ng kagawaran. Ayon kay Ginang Lolita Enciso, SLP Project Development Officer ng DSWD sa Rehiyon 8, layunin ng SLP na tulungan ang pamilyang Pilipino na umangat sa kahirapan sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng kapasidad sa buhay sa pamamagitan ng kabuhayan. Ani Ginang Inciso, tumanggap ng tig 300,000 pesos ang bawat isa sa naturang SLP associations na binubuo ng 20 dahok na pamilya na kasapi ng 4Ps o Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, kung saan pagmamanukan, egg production at bigasan bayan ang pinasukan na kabuhayan ng mga ito. Anya, katuwang ng kanilang tanggapan, ang 4Ps Borongan City Link at Borongan City Social Welfare and Development Office sa pagmumonitor ng naturang livelihood programs upang masiguro na hindi masasayang ang ipinamamahaging ayuda ng pamahalaan. Ika nga Syudadan Borongan, Socaberia, Radyo Pilipinas.
Tagang na balita sa mga lalawigan, indigenous people sa isang bayan ng Ilocos Norte, pinagkalooban ng livelihood training mula sa Department of Science and Technology at Mariano Marcos Marcos State University. Mula Radyo Pilipinas Lawag, may ulat si Edmar Ines.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas. Report.
Nakahanda na ang Department of Science and Technology, Regional Office 1 at Mariano Marcos State University ng lungsod ng Batas sa lalawigan ng Ilocos Norte na magbigay ng livelihood training sa mga indigenous people sa bayan ng Dumalneg, Ilocos Norte. Sinabi ni DOST Regional Director Armando Ganal na ibibigay ng kanilang opisina ang mga kagamitan at technical assistance na kailangan ng mga ITs sa pagsasanay sa larangan ng food production at mga iba pang livelihood trainings. Ang Mariano Marcos State University Extension Directorate naman ang magsisilbing facilitator at magdadala sa mga eksperto na magsisilbing trainers sa mga participants na IT. Ang bayan ng Dumalneg, Ilocos Norte ay isa sa mga indigenous people's community dito sa lalawigan ng Ilocos Norte at matatagpuan ito sa bulubunduking lugar. Ang nasabing bayan ay natuklasan ng National Statistical Coordination Board bilang 5th class municipality at isa sa mga mahihirap na komunidad sa Region 1. Inasahan ng DOST at MMSU na makakatulong sila upang mayangat ang antas ng buhay ng mga ITs na nakatira sa bayan ng Dumalneg, Ilocos Norte. Manipon, Triciudad, Pilawag, Ed Marines, Radyo Pilipinas.
Radyo Pilipinas. News Nationwide.
Balita ho, sa ibayong dagat naman ho tayo kumpiyansa si US President Donald Trump na mapagtatagumpayan niya ang kasong isinampa ng 16 na US states na layong harangin ang deklarasyon niyang national emergency para pondohan ito pong US-Mexico border wall. Kinasuhan ng grupo ng mga estado na kinabibilangan din ng California at New York. Ang US President ilang mga mambabatas na opisyal ng Trump administration dahil sa pagkuha nito ng taxpayers fund para lamang matupad ang 2016 campaign promise na sugpuin ang illegal immigration at pagpasok ng illegal na droga. Sa pagharap naman ni Trump sa media, napapansin sa mga pahayag nito sa White House na hindi ito nababahala o nabigla sa kinakaharap na hamong legal. Ayon kay Trump, sa huli ay mapagtatagumpayan pa rin niya ang kaso na tinawag niyang open and closed case.